Hola, estamos acá en el auditorio de la Ciudad de la Investigación, a pocos minutos de iniciar la conferencia magistral de la doctora Vandana Shiva. Muchas gracias, Vandana, por estar con nosotras. Thank you very much, Vandana, for being here. This is an amazing opportunity and it's been a wonderful day. First of all, I would like you to talk with us about the visit you paid yesterday to the Red de Mujeres Rurales, the Rural Women's Network in Pocosí. You were with them yesterday for a whole journey.
Yeah, well, the very dramatic impressions that I carry away from the visit to the women of the network of rural women is first how in this land of abundance, in this land of biodiversity, the pineapple cancer is spreading and destroying the water, and women are having to wait for water to be delivered even though they have abundant water in the neighborhoods. So the poison economy is already costing women a lot. The second very important lesson I received was that women in the most difficult circumstances, struggling in their daily lives, have come together to come with such resilience, not just to improve their personal lives, but a commitment on behalf of society to defend the earth, to protect their seed, to grow their own food, and to exercise true independence.
Yo me siento tan contenta que ya no puedo decir. Es algo tan lindo verlas, recibirlas y tenerlas aquí en un lugar donde vivo yo y tan bajos recursos como somos los campesinos, ¿verdad? Pero tengo algo tan grande que es el amor para todos ustedes y la gana de luchar y seguir adelante con los problemas que tenemos y más con la contaminación del agua. Que esto nos está afectando. Ya vieron los tarritos, ahorita viene el cisterna y aquí las recibo con mucho amor, con mucho cariño. La más perjudicada porque vivo como hacia abajo, entonces aquí llega la mayor cantidad de contaminación y esta agua nos ha perjudicado en muchas formas, alergias, problemas de granos, picazón, nos afecta muchísimo en los animales. Entonces hemos hecho viajes a San José, a la Asamblea, a la Cuarta, a la Defensoría de los Habitantes, hemos ido a la municipalidad del cierre de calles ya al final, que ya nos queda otra acción para poder ir avanzando. Pero ha sido tan lerdo porque nosotros luchar contra el gobierno, contra gente tan poderosa, nos ha costado, pero sin embargo somos una piedra en el zapato para ellos. Les hemos hecho la vida imposible. Y ahí estamos, ahí estamos.
Gloria, thank you for having us in your house.
Gracias por tenernos aquí, doña Gloria, en su hermosa casa.
Claudia.
Tal como la ven ustedes aquí, algo orgánico, natural. Yo aquí siembro o se cosecha pejibaye, muchísimo, no los gastamos. Aquí se pagan mal. Muchísimo limón ácido de las dos clases, mandarina, mencino y criollo. Tenemos mucha guanábana.
This is a garden of biodiversity. It's paradise. You are not poor. You are much richer.
Usted no es pobre, usted es más rica porque tiene tanta abundancia en estas frutas, en esta comida. La biodiversidad que usted tiene en su pequeño jardín ya la hizo rica.
But tell us about the problem that you're facing with water because
Cuéntanos
of the
un
pineapple
poquito del
plantations.
problema del agua por culpa de las piñeras.
Yo saco estos tarros aquí de día por medio
¿A qué,
a juntar el agua
¿a
que
qué hora,
viene del
mamá?
cisterna.
¿A qué
No
hora?
tienen
No tiene
hora
hora,
fija.
ok.
We stand with you in your struggle, and it's a struggle of the earth and struggle of women.
Está con usted en la lucha para la tierra y para las mujeres. Okay.
And these agribusiness corporations, their poisons and their transgenics must go. We will together make sure that we have a beautiful earth again.
Estas plantaciones de piñeras y transgénicas tienen que irse y ella va a estar de pie con ustedes en esta lucha hasta que podamos terminar esto.
And every struggle in the remotest place is creating that new world.
Y aunque estemos en un lugar totalmente remoto, pero esta es una lucha que no importa, se va a llevar a cabo y vamos a devolverle a la madre tierra lo que tuvimos.
Muchas gracias, eso es lo que esperamos. Sí.
That's a very important notion that I would like you to comment on. Self-determination, freedom, and hunger. How can we fight hunger from in this context of monopoly and dictatorship?
The fact that we have 1 billion people hungry in the world and another 2 billion suffering from diseases of malnutrition,
Yes.
obesity, diabetes, etc., is a result of a design of a system of agriculture that actually destroys sources of food and destroys the capacity of people to produce their own food by destroying biodiversity through monocultures, by destroying the fertility of the soil, of ecosystems through poisons and agrochemicals. The way to address the problem of hunger is first and foremost to bring diversity back to our farms, because the more bio-intensive your land use is, the more it will produce. A monoculture is in fact a green desert.
It's a green desert.
It's not really producing food and nutrition.
Yes.
And it's producing commodities that don't go to food, they go to run cars as biofuel, torture animals as animal feed. The second thing we must do is recognizing through this biodiversity that every aspect of life is self-organized.
Yes.
Each cell in our body, 50 trillion working together to create each of us. Every plant, every microorganism is an expression of self-organization and freedom working in cooperation. And for human freedom, self-determination in today's time means working with self-organized biodiversity and self-organized ecosystems to be co-creators and co-producers in self-organization to meet your most basic needs. To produce your own seed, which is seed sovereignty, we call it Beet Swaraj. Food sovereignty, Anna Swaraj. Land sovereignty, land in your hands, and your mind, your own, your ability to think with full relationship and yet full independence from the influence of distorting power. Because while we have pollution of agriculture through transgenics and through chemicals, we also have a pollution of the mind that makes us forget how to think through self-organization.
That is the main problem with the science that is supporting GMOs and that is helping the GMOs corporations and agrochemical corporations.
At every level, the edifice of the background for doing genetic engineering and transgenics is based on a very obsolete, very crude, a very primitive idea of how the world works. And this idea was born to give rise to the Industrial Revolution. It's the idea of a mechanistic world. The world is a machine. Things as fixed objects, nothing in relationship, nature as dead matter to be exploited as you please. At the level of science, we know through quantum theory that everything is a relationship. Through ecology, we know everything is in relationship, and biodiversity is the expression of these relationships. We know through the new biology of self-organization, complexity,
Exactly.
epigenetics, that life works in self-organization. life, in fact, means the capacity to organize yourself. Dead things don't organize themselves, they're to be manipulated from outside. The idea of a farm as a dead assembly means you put agrochemicals. The idea of a living organism as dead matter, a collection of genes, means you can manipulate them as you please. But that's not how it works. There's impacts of the poisons. There's impacts of genetic manipulation. And we have the knowledge of those impacts now after 20 years of commercialization. And I do hope Costa Rica will stay transgenic free and make itself poison free, because this is paradise. There is no need for poisons. There is no need to turn this fertile land, an abundant land, into green deserts of pineapple and banana. When I traveled through those pineapple and banana plantations, my heart wept.
And the heart of the people is weeping right now.
Absolutely.
Everybody behind.
Pongámonos todos sosteniendo detrás de las manos, así.
In my heart, I feel outrage that a handful of war companies who are used to selling poisons are spreading an agriculture which is then not just poisoning the food, but it's poisoning the water, robbing farmers like Claudia of their drinking water. It is a war against the land, it's a war against the food, and it's a war against people who live locally. And these costs have never been talked about. They only talk about the export of pineapples when Costa Rica grows more food than I've ever seen in the world. And I've tasted it in her house, in Fabian's house. You are living in a paradise. It must stay a paradise. I want to call for a boycott of pineapple from Costa Rica because it is a result of war. And no consumer should participate in that war. If they want good food, let them get it from the tiny women's organizations that make the most delicious dried fruits. That's the alternative. Organic, healthy, poison-free, GMO-free. It's all one system. And poisons outside, like we see with the pineapple plantations, or poisons inside, as we see with the transgenics, are poisons anyway. We need food which is without poisons.
What's going on with the world of big science, the publishing and editors? What is going on there?
Well, we know with climate change, there was a huge reaction from climate skeptics paid by the oil industry to say all that evidence generated over decades of research by 2,500 scientists working in the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change doesn't have to be believed in. We are seeing the same with biology, with the life sciences, where life sciences have been taken over by the death sciences.
The death sciences.
And because genetic engineering has so much money associated with it, one of the things that we have witnessed in the last 20 years is in fact the death of science itself, where independent research working with the freedom of the mind and free inquiry to really understand how systems work, how organisms work, how nature works, is being replaced by public relations and propaganda. Journals sadly are repeating what the corporations want to say. And that is why we see journals like Nature, journals like Scientific Americans writing propaganda and no more science, and the independent journals like the Journal of Food and Chemical Toxicology that do publish peer-reviewed scientific work to show the harm that GMOs are doing, the editorial boards are replaced. So we are in a strange situation where to push transgenics, governments are manipulated, politicians are manipulated, and even the scientific research system is being manipulated to block the very emergence of inquiry. Science is about the search for truth.
Yes.
That's why I became a scientist, because I'm passionate about truth. And I witness how in place after place, good science is being shut down and bad science is being replaced, so that the distorted idea of the world as a machine and genes as fixed directors and master molecules can carry on to create master corporations who rule over the world.
So we have been believing a lie. Genetic determinism is the biggest lie in this century.
The big lie is genetic determinism, that genes determine the expressions of nature. Genes, in fact, have no capacity to act on their own. They are influenced by regulatory processes that come from the self-organization of the whole organism. And that is the science of epigenetics, beyond the genes. The second lie is that without genetic engineering, the world won't be fed. Agroecology has shown us we can produce more food and feed not just 7 billion that are on the planet today, but feed 14 billion. That doesn't mean we must keep growing as a human species, because we owe it to the other species to leave room for them. In fact, when we shift to agroecology, the population growth will stop. It is because of displacement associated with industrial farming, associated with mining, associated with the rape of the earth, that we have the need for people to have larger families for survival.
Of course. There is an important report that you and your team published just last year. The GMO emperor has no clothes.
The lie of genetic engineering, that without genetic engineering the world won't be fed, is a lie that's repeated again and again and again by scientists who have been bought, by politicians who have been bought. But just like the story of Hans Christian Andersen, where weavers pretended they were making clothes, but only the intelligent could see the clothes and the stupid would not, led to people who wanted to prove they are intelligent clapping for the naked emperor's new clothes. And it was a little child who said, "But the emperor is naked." And in the same way, genetic engineering is naked. There is no increase in food production. There is no ability to control pests and weeds. There is no reduction in chemical use. But too many people wanting to prove they are intelligent are being stupid and clapping for the naked emperor. We need to start using our intelligence as citizens, as mothers, as women, particularly as women, because I do believe women's intelligence is more complex, more self-organized, and it needs to be brought forth to save humanity from these lies and naked emperors.
Of course. And that is why you think, and all the collaborators that are working with you, that female farmers are the key in this process.
Female farmers are key to this process for a number of reasons. First is the industrial agriculture system and the plantation system pulled men out as serfs and slaves to spray poisons and poison themselves. The women were left behind to continue to provide sustenance. And therefore they have the knowledge of how to grow more food on less land. 72% of the food in the world is grown on small farms. Most of these small farms are women-centered. And women-centered farming is diverse, ecological, and about nutrition. Industrial agriculture is about monocultures, poisons, and food as a commodity which is not about nutrition. That is why the golden rice is another lie, and it's women's knowledge of vitamin A-rich plants that provides the real alternative. That's why the GMO banana for iron enrichment is 7,000% less efficient than women's knowledge. So women are key, both because they carry in their hearts the compassion and love without which life would not be possible. Not because their genes make them loving, because their culture of being left out of the greed economy, the masculine economy, the monoculture economy, the militarized economy, they're being left out, has allowed them to nourish the values of caring and sharing, of love and compassion. The second is the issue of intelligence. Stupidity parading as intelligence is what we have seen with the growth of industrial agriculture, poisons and transgenics. We now need the real intelligence of nature, of all her beings, and the intelligence of women to celebrate the intelligence of life in its abundance.
Buenas tardes a todos y a todas, compañeros. Para nosotros es un placer, la Red de Mujeres Rurales, que nos honren hoy con su presencia, en especial a doña Vandana, que nos presenta, que está acá con nosotros. Con ustedes venían compañeras de la zona sur, la zona norte.
With women from all over the country, from the north and the south,
El Valle Central,
the Central Valley,
Guanacaste
Guanacaste
y
Province,
Siquirres.
Siquirres,
Y acá en Pocosí,
Pocosí, which belongs to the province of Limón.
también compañeras de la zona. Y estamos en la unión con las mismas defensas por el rescate de las semillas,
We're here to
conservación de las semillas, el agua,
the water,
la tierra
earth,
y la salud.
and health.
Aunque es un país pequeño,
Even though we're a small country,
estamos conectadas
we're connected
por lo mismo,
for the same cause.
en defensa
In defense
y protección
and protection
de todas esas cosas que son nuestra vida.
Llamamos e invocamos el corazón de la tierra, que es fuego, el corazón del cielo, que es el fuego, y lo encendemos aquí también como símbolo de nuestro fuego sagrado, para sanar el agua. Miramos hacia el norte, donde están los guardianes del aire. El aire que es el aliento del gran espíritu que a todos nos sana, que a todos nos limpia. Y sanamos el aire de todos los contaminantes para que nuestra conciencia sea limpia. Volteamos hacia el sur, donde están los guardianes del agua. Y pedimos que, como maestra de la vida, nos deje fluir con claridad, con limpieza, que sanen nuestras aguas internas, para que sanen nuestras aguas externas.
Ya que represento a la Red de Mujeres Rurales y tenemos un tema muy importante, como es la autonomía de la mujer desde nuestros hogares. Venimos haciendo incidencia, venimos revelándonos para poder expresar las realidades que vivimos como mujeres, injusticias de organizaciones, del neoliberalismo, el patriarcado, que es muy marcado en nuestro país. Y así se creó esta organización, siendo una necesidad para defender nuestros derechos. Es lamentable, pero Costa Rica no es pura vida.
And unfortunately, Costa Rica is not pure life, as our motto says, pura vida.
Después, hemos luchado por las tierras, caminamos 3 caminatas de la zona sur a San José, más de 300 kilómetros. Hicimos 8 meses de vigilia frente a la Asamblea Legislativa y frente a la Casa Presidencial. Pero los gobiernos siempre hablan muy bonito de que están apoyando, de que están ayudando al pueblo, al país, a los indígenas, pero sin embargo vemos todas esas situaciones que nos preocupan, porque uno va a Levay y la misma pastilla que le dan para el dolor de muela, para el dolor de estómago y para todo. Entonces, ¿qué vamos a hacer? ¿A dónde vamos a ir? ¿A quién vamos a pedirle?
De allá me vine con mi esposo, trabajamos como unos 8 años.
She came with her husband and they've been working for 8 years.
No sé si sería por desgracia o por bendición de Dios que a mi esposo lo mató un rayo. Y entonces ahí fue la lucha dura.
And that was the biggest struggle.
Quedé con 6 hijos. Toqué puertas por todas partes.
I knocked on doors everywhere.
Nadie me apoyaba.
Nobody supported me.
Todo el mundo me veía con malos ojos. Decían que yo era una mala mujer. Llegaba a la fábrica o a los sembradíos de banano donde había trabajo para que me dieran trabajo. Decían que no, que yo era una mujer sola, que yo no podía estar ahí. Porque que si yo iba a andar ahí con todo ese montón de hijos, que lo único que yo andaba buscando era hombre. Y entonces mi lucha fue grande. A mí, porque cuando yo estaba pequeña, mi padre murió.
Her father passed away.
Entonces mi madre no los pudo dar estudios.
So her mother could not educate them.
Entonces yo cuando mi esposo murió, yo prometí que a mis hijos no se iban a quedar sin estudio como me habían dejado a mí. Toda la vida he trabajado en la tierra y de la tierra he vivido y de la tierra he sobrevivido. Soy de la Red de Mujeres, lucho con ellas y espero en Dios que la lucha va a ser hasta el último día que Dios me tenga con vida. Con la ayuda de doña Alejandra, con todas las capacitaciones que le han dado, he aprendido que yo ya puedo defenderme. Ya no me pueden humillar como me humillaban antes. Ya yo sé que soy mujer y que yo tengo derecho a ser como toda otra persona, que no porque yo no tenga estudio, es porque el decir de ellos que una persona sin estudio no valemos nada. Pero yo aprendí que sí valgo mucho.
I would like to finish this conversation by asking you about the link between ignorance and arrogance.
Intelligence in a complex, interconnected world means being deeply aware of all your relations and therefore treading lightly, not being violent to anything. Intelligence, therefore, creates humility. But intelligence replaced by stupidity and ignorance allows you to have the belief that you are a master and conqueror of the world, that there are things like master molecules who behave like you at the genetic level to bully and control everything. And ignorance is the basis both of greed as well as arrogance.
And death.
And death. And death. Because life means being deeply aware of the complexity and web of life.
Fantastic. Thank you very much again.
Thank you.
Muchas gracias por habernos acompañado y bueno, nos vamos a quedar para la conferencia de Vandana Shiva. Hasta luego.